Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fab weekend so far. So I wanted to just sit down with you. Obviously you can tell that I have got a bare naked face today, and there is good reason for that. So I was just getting ready. It's Saturday morning here. I don't know when this will go up. It could be any day. It could be any day, let's be honest. I'm so disorganized. So yeah, Saturday morning here. So I've just kind of done my skincare and everything, doing my usual looking in the mirror, seeing what the tea is today. And I just wanted to share something with you guys. So as you may or may not know, I am 35 years old. Just turned 35 in January. And over the last, I don't know, 5 years, who knows? You start when you get past 30, you start to notice changes, don't you? Maybe changes in the way products perform on your skin, maybe in how your skin looks, lines start appearing where there weren't lines anymore, etc. Stuff just starts to change. At 35, I feel like I'm kind of here on YouTube in the overs category. A lot of what we see on YouTube, a lot of what the people we see on Instagram are in their 20s, in their early 20s, and even younger. And I feel like we don't see much of the natural aging process. If you don't know, I have had no procedures ever in my whole life. The biggest procedure I've ever had is I had my eyebrows microbladed like 2 years ago, so even that is long gone. I've never had any kind of fillers, any kind of Botox, any kind of anything. I haven't even had dermaplaning. So all I've ever done as far as fighting, the aging process, the natural aging process, is regular skincare, and I don't even really use particularly high-end skincare. So I feel like what's going on my face, how I'm aging, is very natural and what is to be expected if you aren't taking those extra steps. Just want to also clarify that I have absolutely zero issue with anyone doing anything that they want to their face and choosing a different path as far as how they deal or react or choose to approach the aging process. This is just what I'm doing. I haven't even really thought about it. Let's put it that way. I haven't thought I need to get some Botox. I haven't thought, oh, these lines are getting more, I need to do something about it. It just hasn't really occurred to me like that. Doesn't mean that it won't do in the future. Maybe in a few years time I'll start, putting Botox everywhere that it will fit. But for right now, this is currently my 35-year-old face naturally aging. And by way of kind of showing you that it is normal, that it's happening to all of us, that we all have the same issues and challenges, I just want to give you a close-up on what I see and what I've noticed on my face as far as the aging process is going. Because I just don't think I've ever seen that anywhere on social media. Someone, just really showing you, this is what my skin is aging like, this is what it looks like, this is the changes I've noticed. Raw, real, unfiltered, naturally aging 30-plus-year-old skin. So yeah, here's the tea. I'm kind of going to get as close as my camera will allow. My camera's a good camera, but I don't have like a proper good close-up lens. So yeah, I've got my ring light on, but it is at the lowest possible setting. So it's just enough so that we can see what's happening, but it's not, blinding us with flattering lighting. So I'm going to start on my forehead. So obviously it's summer here, so my skin, as much as I use SPF and everything, like sun damage and stuff like that, does show up more on my skin in the summer. And I do have some sun damage because, if you don't know, I was a swimmer for most of my life, and I did do some training in Australia in the outdoors pools, and also some competitions in outdoor pools. So it's kind of hard to avoid any sun damage when that's your life. So I have this pigmentation in this zone just here, and obviously now you can see a good clean close-up of my lines. Now most people will see, excuse my chipped nail, good lord, as if this video isn't a mess as it is. So yeah, you can see these sort of horizontal lines that we call, what are they, frown lines? as you can see. If anyone thought I had Botox, there's your facts right there. So this is me lifting my brows up. This is what my forehead lines look like. These have definitely just got wider and wider, like across my forehead in the last few years, and these ones are fairly new. So these sort of two little lines that come across here and are fairly new for me. So I'd say they've kind of appeared in the last couple of years, whereas obviously it started off just with these sort of maybe 3 here, and now there's like 20 on my whole forehead. And when I raise my brows, you can see these ones that I'm talking about, and these have actually kind of changed the way that I like do highlight. I either choose to not care and just highlight here, which is where I used to highlight, or I just now just kind of slightly bring my highlight over here and avoid them. But honestly, I never really bother trying to hide it. I'm just like, you know, I'm 35, I'm not trying to pretend to be 20. I have lines and I'm all right with it. So then we have like the center of my brows here, which again, if I frown, you can see that. When I'm relaxed and when I've got makeup on, I don't really see any lines just here just yet. Obviously everyone's different, everyone's expressions and where they'll age will depend on their facial movements, and just their skin and their face will be different to mine. I know lots of people have the 11 that we talk about, and I can kind of vaguely see that if I scrunch my face up, but actually relax this area for me is kind of okay. So next up, my eyes. So obviously I have hooded eyes, and you can see my little flappy hood that when I relax my eyes. I think people think that either I don't have hooded eyes or I have very like barely hooded eyes, because whenever I do eyeshadow I do this, so you can't really see it. But actually that's my natural hood, which you can see is quite a pronounced hood, but I do have a lot of space between my hood and my brow, which is quite nice. But yeah, less than I used to. Definitely my hood has got more pronounced. You can see that my veins are really pronounced on my lid, and if I get really close and let the camera deal with that, you can see that my eyelid is definitely getting a little crepey there, like on the hood. You can see I've almost got 2 hoods now, so that's fun to deal with when you're trying to do eyeshadow. I've got lots of tiny little horizontal lines on my eyelid, and yeah, it's just generally getting a little more saggy on my hood area, and I definitely have some more issues now with eyeshadow and like the sort of not texture, I guess it's the sagging skin on my eyelid. You can see it's quite sort of loose now on my lid. Obviously in this under eye area you can see all of these laughter lines, smile lines. Definitely got way more of those than I used to. I used to be really self-conscious of these. I think this is probably the first place I really noticed like aging, was in these like laughter lines. Like when I smile, you can see all under here, and they sort of come out like this all around here, and these definitely got really bad for a while. But my Clinique laser focus eye cream, I'll list the actual name down below, definitely has seen a big improvement here. But yeah, you can also see here it's almost like my under eye area is like concave, is that the right, yeah, whatever. So that's kind of like almost like sunken in a little bit as well. More sun damage around here, and what this actually is where my goggles when I was swimming used to just sit here, and I guess would rub away any sun protection or whatever on my skin. So I've got some sun damage around here that only really shows when it's summer and my skin has started to catch the sun. The other thing I'll notice, if I smile now, the lines around here are worse on this side. And that's because in the UK, this is the side that when I'm driving, this side is in the window. So I think that's quite interesting, that this side, the line's definitely worse than on the side that would be the, you know, the inside of the car versus the side against the window. So, you know, that's a selling point for SPF if ever I saw one. So I haven't waxed my tash in the last few days. So if you have an issue with a human face that has, you know, hair on it, look away, because we're going for the upper lip, guys. So lips is the thing that I feel like this year I've noticed changing suddenly. This year is the first time I've been like, my lips are starting to get a bit like bunched. I've definitely lost a little bit of volume, more noticeable in my top lip. I feel like my top lip is getting thinner, and the sort of outline of my top lip is also less defined than it was, and it's kind of bunching all around here. And I've also developed these horizontal lines on my Cupid's bow, just like 3 or 4 of them just going across here. I will say also smile lines. Most people have smile lines, which is these lines that when you smile, it's what comes here in that sort of shape there. It's what you're left with from making lots of lovely smiles. And now, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but I now have like 3 on each side. So when I was 20, probably had 1. Now I've got like 1, 2, 3 on each side. Which again, any kind of laughter lines, smile lines, I know some people will, you know, have them filled and things, or have like, I don't even know what you have. Do you have Botox or fillers in smile lines? And I'm just like, do you know what, these lines, I've earned these lines from all the fun, lovely, happy times, people making me laugh, people making me smile, and I'm just kind of trying to love them. Trying to appreciate the life I've had that have given me these lovely laughter and smile lines. Like, I'm happy for that. And actually the frown lines, I earned those too, because, you know, we've all been through some times. Another thing is my chin. So this, I talk about this whenever I do foundation reviews. My chin is like my problem area for foundations. So again, I'll try and get as close as I can. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but I have about 3 million like vertical lines that go down across my chin, and just around here as well you can see that my like skin is starting to be a little bit less taut than it once was. Definitely these lines can cause me some issues with like foundation like settling in them and making them like look more obvious than I would like them to. And this skin is around here, it's just getting a little less taut. And again, this is something because I guess, you know, your chin area is an area that is constantly moving when you're talking, eating, laughing, smiling, etc. Hence the reason you see aging there. So that's really it. That is kind of the main areas on my face that I'm seeing aging. My dark circles have for sure got a little bit worse as well in the last few years, but I've been having children in that time. So I don't know whether to blame age or, you know, motherhood. Who knows? But yeah, that's another thing that I've noticed. But yeah, this is my untouched 35-year-old face. It's aging. I can see it. I can see it when I put makeup on my face, and I'm all right with it. And I really hope you are all right with yours as well, because ultimately we've earned our faces, we've lived in our faces, we have worked our faces. Our faces have been part of our lives. It is who we are, and I'm all right with it. So there you have it. I just kind of wanted to talk about face confidence, aging confidence, and just aging, you know, just enjoying aging, being okay with aging, understanding that it happens. Obviously it's a life fact, it's a part of life. You know, I like to take care of my skin. I need it. I want it to look as good as it can, but I'm not trying to fight the aging process necessarily, or certainly not beyond a certain point. And I'm certainly not something that I want to spend a huge amount of money to fight, because it's not going to stop it. It's maybe going to make it less pronounced for a little while. It's maybe going to put it off for a little while. But for me, I'm just kind of okay. I'm just trying to embrace what's happening and the changes that are happening in my face, notice them, appreciate them, and understand it's just part of everybody's life journey. So there you have it. I just really wanted to show you guys that it's normal, to show you guys what a naturally aging face looks like, that it's okay, that it happens to all of us. And I just want to really put it out there because I don't feel like we see enough of it, frankly. So yeah, it's starting here, promoting our beautiful aging. Let's do it together. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit me up in the comments down below. There's no need to point out any, you know, extra aging things that you've noticed. Like, I'm all right with the ones I've mentioned. So, you know, thanks for that in advance, because I'm sure that's going to happen. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to see you in a future one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.